Hey guys, how you doing today? My name is Brendan Reviews, and welcome to another episode of the 31 Days of Horror Season 2. Today we're going to be looking over one of the most popular franchises of the mid-2000s into the early 2010s, that being the Saw franchise. We are going to be looking over the first movie today, and let's talk about it. The movie Saw follows these two guys who wake up inside of this bathroom, and they're chained up, and they have to do these tasks in order to, get out alive, and all that good shit. We follow a detective who's trying to figure out who this Jigsaw serial killer truly is. Jigsaw happens to be a guy who likes to put people into traps and gives them the choice of surviving or dying. He's not technically a serial killer, though he obviously fucking is, but he gives you a chance of surviving as long as you are willing to take the risks and listen to him and trust him and go along with it. So ultimately, what makes this movie so influential, but maybe not so good? So this movie's influential for a few things. It kind of kicked off the genre of gore porn, even though this movie might not have necessarily had that much gore in it. It has one of the most influential horror movie villains of all time with Jigsaw, and he is one of the more creepy villains of all the horror movie villains just because of his philosophy. Basically being that if you sin, you will be punished, and the only way to get away from punishment is to basically slice and dice. Either that being yourself or somebody else in order for you to successfully get away. He wants you to feel grateful for being alive when you are so ungrateful for being alive. And I think that his philosophy is very interesting. I think that this premise is very interesting. But what about the movie is good and bad? So I like the performances for the most part. Though Leigh Whannell is not the greatest actor in the movie, I think that all the other actors in this movie are very good. Donald Glover is great in this movie, along with, of course, you got the doctor, I can't remember his name, but he's really good in this movie too, especially when he's crying out to the Jigsaw killer, "Don't hurt my family, just hurt me!" And he's like trying to rip the chain off, and then eventually he realizes he has to cut his fucking foot off, and does that. Ultimately, this movie is good. It has some good moments. Some of the special effects are pretty good. I do not like the frantic editing of this movie. Some of the look of the movie isn't that good either. And I think a lot of the editing in this movie is absolutely horrendous. And I don't, when I say frantic editing and editing, I mean two totally different things. The frantic editing, like the speeding up and the circle around the thing, I don't really care for that, but the editing of just regular scenes, some of it is just laughable, especially during that car chase. That car chase is one of the worst car chases I've ever seen in a movie to this day. So there's that. But ultimately, this movie is very influential and way more memorable for that motherfucking ending where the dead guy stands up in the middle of the room. He's revealed to be the Jigsaw killer and slams the door shut, yelling at Leigh Whannell, "Game over." And the ending is what makes this movie good. Outside of that, if that ending didn't exist, I think that this movie is very bland, boring. We get way too many callbacks to this parking garage. We have a flashback to that parking garage, I believe 5 to 6 times, which is just ridiculous. You don't need that much. The writing in it is decent, the premise is decent, the performances are decent, but editing, the frantic style of the death scenes, and just some of the ways that the movie flows together just doesn't add up, and I don't really care for it. Ultimately, though, the ending is what makes the movie so memorable and so influential to this day. So, for it, I'm going to go ahead and give Saw from 2004 a 5.5 out of 10. I think it's okay. I think it's an okay movie, but it's not good. In my opinion, 6 is good. 7 is pretty good. 8 is great. 9 is amazing. 10 is perfect. And 5 is just okay, and I think it falls somewhere between okay and good. I think it's above average. So 5.5. Well, there you go. My name is Brendan Reviews, and I hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever the fuck time you guys are watching this, and I will see you all next time. And I will see you all next time.